Tonight, I thought that we would talk about, since last week was how do you win your morning and this week is how do you win your evening. I thought, because it really hit me in a nutritional way, because if I don't win my morning nutritionally, every single thing like falls off and my night is completely lost. And so I thought we would talk about like nutritionally and food wise, like how do we win our morning so we have like a successful day and night. For me, if I don't eat breakfast, because what I tend to do a lot is I skip breakfast or I eat breakfast at like 11, right? And that's not really breakfast. That's like brunch, lunch, like. And so I finally realized that I'll never get that meal back. I will never, the whole day, I'll be chasing that meal, the nutrition and the food that my body needs to like be good during the day. I'll never get it back. And so it ends up happening. It's like I'm spiraling kind of all day. And then at night, I'm like picking at food as I'm eating dinner or as I'm making dinner, or afterwards, I always want something sweet. Like I always want something sweet after dinner. And so one of my people in the group was like, I'm having breakfast every single day in December. That is me winning my morning. And it just was like mind blowing to me for some reason. And so that's what I've been trying to do. And I've successfully pulled it off for like a week and a half now, which is like a big deal. And I noticed that at night, I'm not craving sugar. I'm not like needing something else. I'm not like exhausted at 3, like all the things. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, is like, how do we win our mornings to win our nights? What do we do? And then if we don't know, maybe what are we doing that, you know, currently, and we don't feel like we're winning at all, and what can we switch? I think it's kind of also in the holiday season, an important thing to think about, because most of our things are at night, right? And if we don't win our morning, then our plan that we have for ourselves might be like, who gives a shit? But yeah, I want to hear from you ladies. What winning your morning means for your night. I'm going to mute because I have people in my kitchen.
That puppy is all I can say. That freaking puppy. Holy cannoli. Oh my gosh. Yeah, sorry to distract everyone, but I can't with dogs.
He's very cute. And he's very small.
Well, I have to eat, just like you, I have to eat breakfast otherwise, and start my mornings off right. Otherwise, the whole day goes derailed, just like you said. So mine is my eggs, my rice, and my vegetables. And that is a staple every day. I pretty much eat the exact same thing. And I don't mind though, because it's delicious every time I eat it. I'm just like, yum. So, but that sets me up for, you know, then I'm not snacking all day. Or if I'm snacking well, you know, either on, you know, fruits or veggies, or, you know, doing a little mini Fitme plate kind of thing. So that kind of sets me up.
I love it. I love it. And it's so funny too that you said like you don't care that it's the same thing every day because it's delicious every time. And that is like, I have to remind myself that sometimes I might not like think that I'm hungry or think that I need breakfast, but the minute I actually put something in my mouth, my body recognizes like, yeah, that's good. I'm hungry. And so it's like just taking the time to actually be like, just put the food in your mouth, get your mind out of the way. So I like that you said that.
I think that's interesting what you said about, you know, never getting that meal back, because my coach wants me to eat within the first hour that I'm awake, you know, because she wants, we're like working on blood sugar things like cortisol levels, stress, yada, yada. So she wants me to eat the first hour that I'm awake. And I am struggling with that because I usually wake up, you know, a couple hours before my kid wakes up so I could, you know, have some sanity. And then I make her breakfast, I eat with her, then I go to the gym, blah, blah, blah. And I find I haven't been hitting that first hour window. And so I didn't notice it till we're talking about it now, but I think I've been applying the all or nothing mindset instead of, just, okay, maybe I didn't hit that first hour, but I can still eat. Like with her, I've been pushing it back to just like some carbs before my workout. And you're right. And I've also noticed that recently, like on and off over the last couple of weeks, I've had major sweetie cravings in the evening. And I haven't had those for so long. It's really stuck out. So I like the idea of never being able to catch up with that meal. You're right. I'm not satisfied the rest of the day if I don't start off with a satisfying breakfast. So I'm going to remember that for tomorrow. Thank you.
You're welcome. It just hit me too.
Mhm.
Like it's so simple, but it just hit me the other day. I was like, whoa, I'm actually, the only way that I'm getting the calories back is by crap, but I can't get the fuel.
And it doesn't feel good. You're like constantly chasing something, and it's just when I have that solid Fitme breakfast, and then, well, really, honestly, a Fitme plate period satisfies me. I don't need anything after. My brain is just like, okay, I'm good. So yeah, starting the day off that way. I usually do it. I've just gotten out of the habit. Quite frankly, as soon as my coach told me to eat within the first hour, it's like my little rebel self was like, no, I'm going to mess everything up now. Like, it doesn't make any sense. But
I'll eat when I want to. You don't tell me.
You can't tell me when to eat.
You're not the boss of me.
Exactly. Gosh, that's ridiculous.
The other thing, thinking about that I've actually been doing too, is adding like a little bit more carb at my breakfast. Cause I watched this Instagram of this people that I follow, whatever. And she was talking about how she likes rice. She likes these things. And so who said she can only have this much rice? And so, she like made her plate with like a still reasonable amount of rice, but more than just like this much. And I was like, yeah, like whoever said that? Like, why did I get that stuck in my head? And so I've been adding a little bit more, and I noticed that it's better. Like, and it's just kind of the thought process also of like the diet culture and being afraid of food and less is more. And, you have to have this certain portion or it's not right kind of thing. And so I thought that was very interesting also. And especially for morning time, it's acceptable. Like our bodies are just going to take it right in. I love breakfast. Breakfast is great.
I love breakfast, but breakfast is irritating because I don't feel like doing it in the morning. Like, I think it's also a winter thing. Like, it's darker and I'm cozy because I have these nice, like, soft jammies on, and I don't know. I have to like adjust myself right now because I'm hibernating, ladies. And, that's not that great. It's okay to go to bed early. I actually like the getting dark earlier, but the waking up's been a struggle. Okay, fine. You guys are hearing it.
Yep.
I'm eating breakfast and I will check in with you tomorrow.
Yep.
Okay. I also think it's interesting, Leah, you talking about like the holidays, right? Because I think a lot of times, especially if you're hosting a holiday, you get up, you start moving, you start cooking, you got a list and you are knocking it out in order to host. And I remember coaching my sister before she had this annual party, and her action step was to like fix a plate the night before for her breakfast. So all she had to do was heat it up in the morning and heat it up. And then she had to call me after she ate breakfast, because otherwise the party didn't start till 2. And it was very, very possible that she would be just drinking coffee and water until 2 o'clock, So, yeah, it's so funny. It's plumber with the leaky faucet, isn't it?
And I get that though, because that's exactly what happened to me. Is because the week after Thanksgiving, we hosted my husband's side of the family at our house, and it wasn't until 2, and I didn't eat breakfast that day, And I was just like, okay, I got to eat something. So it's like, then he was cutting up, a cheese and summer sausage tray. I'm like, okay, I'll take a little bit of this, a little bit of this. But it's like the whole day I was just like, ugh.
Mhm.
It's like, why didn't I eat breakfast? I was planning my whole day, but I was planning my whole day except for that. So, and that's one thing that, I'm not used to getting. If I don't get my breakfast, something's missing because I'm so used to eating it now. And it's so good because I don't feel bloated and I don't feel over full and I feel energized. So like the whole day I was just like, oh God, I'm like dragging. Why am I dragging? Well, duh, you didn't eat breakfast. It's one of those, light bulb, knock yourself out light bulb kind of things,
I'm glad you had that light bulb.
Yeah.
Me too. Okay, so what's everybody having for breakfast tomorrow? They got their plan?
Oh yeah. Same old, same old. Eggs. Eggs. But now I'm at home, so I already did my 3 days at the office. So my 3 days at the office, I have to do the eggs in the microwave. So the next 2 days I'll be at home.
Extra good breakfast.
So my eggs will get to be in a pan on the stove, over easy. So I got a little bit of runny yolk going on there. Then my rice and my vegetables.
I love it. That's another thing that was also happening to me why I wasn't eating breakfast is because I wasn't prepping food. And I was kind of like, why am I like just kind of food floundering? Like I'm just like scavenging the fridge, like, oh, I have deli meat in there. Throw that on a slice of cheese, right? And it's like, oh, I need to prep some food actually, because if it's not there, I'm not going to eat it. And I don't care. And not that I don't care as much, but it just seems hard. And so really just prepping some damn food helps. And that could be a nighttime thought,
Yeah.
at dinner.
A lot of times I'll eat leftovers of my dinner for my breakfast. I'll like incorporate that somehow. Like tonight we had some roasted potatoes and we have some pork chop left over, and I'm going to have that with eggs on, a little bit runny eggs on a bed of spinach. That's what I'm having tomorrow.
That sounds yummy.
I might be going the rice and runny egg tomorrow, Julie.
It is. I'm feeling it.
I tell
man.
you, it's addictive, Reminds me of my dad, though. My dad used to always, if you woke up early and you went to church with my dad, he would fix eggs, and he was the best cook for breakfast because he cooked the eggs just perfect and he cooked the bacon just perfect. So when I eat a runny egg, it reminds me of him.
I love it.
That's cool.
That is cool.
We got these eggs recently, and they're like these heritage eggs, so you open them up and they're all different colors, like blue and brown and whatever. The yolks. Let's try that again. They're orange. They're like they're orange. They are so freaking delicious. Like I don't bake with these eggs. These are eggs for like to eat. Stuff that like eggs have to go into. I get the like, less yummy eggs, but these suckers are the bomb.
That sounds good.
Oh, so good.
I'm the same. And I think Lauren had a conversation about like, do we have to have breakfast foods for breakfast? Because I don't really like breakfast foods. Like if somebody wants to go out to eat for breakfast, I'm like, boo. So I think, I don't know why, I just don't like breakfast food. And so I think people get like pigeonholed sometimes like into this thought that like, I don't like breakfast food. So that's why I don't eat breakfast. But I'm the same as you, Molly. I'll just have dinner leftovers. Like I have chicken for breakfast. I don't care.
Yeah, that almost tastes better because I've done that to where like I've had like leftover pork chops and I was like, why don't I eat this for breakfast? It was delicious,
It's
It's like
so
I had
good.
I had my dinner Fitme plate for my breakfast the next morning, and I was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
Because you're not used to it. It's something different. And
Mhm.
especially with leftovers, they usually do taste better the next day. So they get
I
to soak
agree.
up that flavor.
I totally agree.
And it's so great to have this super satisfying meal that you didn't have to like prep. It's
Yeah.
just heat it up. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, I actually started buying 2 sets of like eggs, one to keep home and one to take at work, because that way I don't have to carry them back and forth every day. So I prep up enough vegetables, and I take my packages of rice, and I take my carton of eggs, and I take it to work, and it goes in the refrigerator there. And every day that I prep it up there, everyone's like, "Oh, are you going to make me an omelet today?" Like,
Like, buy your own damn eggs. These are heritage eggs.
Bingo.
bingo, boom,
That's
mic
so
drop.
funny.
No,
Uh-huh.
I think that's so awesome that you do that at work, because it's so
Uh-huh.
easy to find the excuse of like, I'm racing out of the house. I've fucked breakfast. I didn't get a chance. Who cares? I'm busy. And I think that actually happens a lot. So that's actually very impressive that you're like making whole eggs at work, microwave or not.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Too bad they don't have a little
Cool.
stove there.
So, Julie, I'm taking over this call from now on.
Ooh.
I know, right?
Leah, take over.
It wasn't a hostile takeover. Was it?
So if there's any repeats, I'm sorry. I don't. Well.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it is
I like
cool.
I like the calls, because that's one thing I'm going to miss, because I'm not going to be able to continue. So, these are the last few calls that I'll be on. So
We will
They
miss you.
will miss you. The calls keep me grounded, like they keep me close.
yeah,
And I sometimes when I don't get on a Sunday call, like I'm just not at the right spot at the right time,
mhm.
it just feels weird. I feel a little bit like I didn't get my like zone in. Okay, let's do it. Let's get this week rolling.
Yeah,
So like even it doesn't even matter really what the topic is. Sometimes it just like seeing everybody's faces and like just collaborating together just kind of gets me like on the right train for the week.
well, and just the different perspectives of everybody. It's just really neat to see that, and you get different outlooks and different perspectives of everyone. So it actually does give you like, oh, maybe I'm not alone in this world. Maybe
Mm.
someone else does think the way that I think, or yeah, that is the same struggle for somebody else as it is for me. So these calls have been wonderful. So that's why I joined so many.
That's awesome. I love it. It's one of the tools that everybody should take advantage of.
Yes. Yeah. And it doesn't work into everybody's time slot. That's why I love the fact that they're recorded, and then that way you can play it back the next day. So that's cool.
Mhm. Yeah, I must admit, when I missed the Sunday night call live, I listened to the replay, but there's something about it live that sets my week up in a different way. Like it just, no matter what the call is about, it can be something, whatever it is. It's like it gets my
Mhm.
brain thinking where it needs to be, it frames it for me.
It's just like, it's kind of like this breakfast topic, like to hear that breakfast sets your guys' tone for the day and all that thing. It makes me realize like, yeah, it's a real thing. Like,
Mhm.
because sometimes I make shit up. I'm not sure. I doubt myself, all these things. And so it's like, just kind of that it's universal and that it happens to others makes me realize like, wow, yeah, there are aliens. Like, like I'm going to
You're
keep
so
doing
funny.
this work.
You know what I wonder, Leah? Like you had a really good point. Like we've been talking about how to win your morning, and then we were talking about like bedtime routine. And one thing that I've noticed is that if I set myself up by eating a solid breakfast and then I don't eat after dinner, like there's nothing really wrong with having like eating closer to your bedtime, like physiologically, besides the fact that your body has more work to do when you sleep. So your sleep might not be quite as fulfilling, right? But, I kind of wonder how long, like, do you guys eat something in the evening, or do you go from breakfast or dinner to breakfast, or how do you guys do it? I've been thinking about it a lot for myself and taking my blood sugars in the morning, and it makes a difference for me, like blood sugar wise. I'm just curious how you guys do it.
Yeah, with my blood sugar, I almost had to eat a snack at night because without it, my blood sugar would actually be higher if I went that long without the food for some reason, the way that my body worked. So eating a healthy snack or something that was low in sugar, like vegetables, just snacking on some raw vegetables. And that would actually help my blood sugars for the morning. I haven't taken them for a while because, I think I was only on with Fitme for a month and I was able to come off my meds. So that was huge for me. But yeah, just that little bit. And it really does depend what you eat. And for my blood sugars, I had to walk after dinner. So I had to take that, 15, 20, 30-minute walk after dinner every night. And that my blood sugars would be set. So it didn't matter if I had that snack, that healthy snack at night or not. My blood sugars would be set without the walk. And I could really tell the difference in my blood sugars if I didn't take the walk.
That's really interesting.
Yeah.
If I eat, my blood sugar in the morning's higher. If I eat like within 2 hours of sleeping is what I've noticed. And I'm not sure, I don't know the correlation because I'm taking it for like my stress level, measuring my cortisol levels. But I don't know. I just, once again, like I said before, I was so struck when Leah said you're chasing that meal forever. And I'm like, man, that is really true. Like I still feel hungry now. And it's like 9:30, and I feel hungry. And it's because I didn't eat for the first couple hours that I was awake. Ugh.
I know. And that's one thing that I've been trying to think about too, is because I probably don't get all my food in anyways. I'm not tracking. I don't want to track right now. That's not something I want to do. But I still feel like I want to eat more. I want to get up to like my real calculated maintenance, right? I'm trying to like do that a little bit. And so I'm trying to figure out how, at the end of the night, I always need something else. And so my struggle is, and this is where my morning setup comes, is like, if I'm set up in the morning, I can figure out like a more healthful snack after dinner. Like, even if it's just like a rice cake with some almond butter or something like that, versus like cookies and crap that I'm picking at. And so that's another thing that I'm trying to figure out. And that's why my morning is so important. Because if that doesn't happen, I don't care about rice cake and peanut butter or an apple and peanut butter. Like, I don't care about those things. I'm just like, where's the caramel popcorn? Like, and so that is one thing I realized for myself about after dinner snack. Like, it's a tricky one. That's kind of the importance. I have no idea what my blood sugar is, and I probably don't need to. Just for myself. I don't even really know what that feels like.
I think it's interesting if you're having that after dinner like snack thing. I mean, one thing, it can be habit, right? Just because it's
100%.
Can be.
Yeah.
But especially if you're chronically under eating, like if you know that you're probably, without tracking, you're pretty sure you're not eating enough, your body is going to give you all kinds of weird signals because it's trying to get more calories. So it's interesting. Or not being hydrated, or, like as you drink your water, it made me think of that. But it's interesting. I see who's on here, Raquel and Marlena. Hi, friends. I just wanted to make sure I said hi to them. But yeah, I think that's interesting. I think, Julie, it's interesting. Is that the dawn effect? Is that what they call that, when your sugar like rebounds and gets higher?
I'm not sure what they call it, but mine just did it because I couldn't understand why I couldn't get my blood sugars down, even though I wasn't eating after a meal. I mean, granted, the majority of it was because I wasn't eating good meals. So once I started doing Fitme plates, that totally changed that all around. But, it's getting the meal, getting the exercise. So I have to do that walk. Otherwise, and I usually walk after, I have to walk for my lunch because we're in an office. And when I'm home, I take half my lunch to walk. But, it's just getting that little bit of exercise, after each meal that really brings the sugar down. So
that's really, our bodies are so fascinating to me. Like the way they're so individualized. We're all built on one model, but then we have all these different,
it's crazy,
things about us.
really crazy.
Yeah.
I want to take a picture of us. Raquel and Marlena, do you guys want to show your faces? If you don't, that's okay. I'll put in some emoji.
You just put emoji over my face.
Let me find light. Hold on. Sorry, I just got home.
Okay.
Welcome home.
Beautiful.
You just want to have cool glasses. That's what it's
Really?
all about.
Seriously, my blue light seems so boring. Like, blue.
Dude, they're probably so much better. Like, they look like you can actually walk around without knocking into things.
They're prescription. That's why.
Oh, well, that would be why. I saw those at the eye doctor today, and I was like, that's very interesting, and promptly doried. Like, oh, something shiny. Like,
I just needed to get prescription glasses, and I thought, hey, do you have those blue light lenses? And they did.
good thinking.
I'm sorry. You always say blue light, and all I can think of is Kmart.
Blue light special, aisle 5. That's funny.
All right, ladies, thank you for a good call. That was awesome. That was
It was
really
nice to
awesome.
see you all.
Nice to see you all too.
All right. You guys have a great week.
You
You
guys
too.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.